of complacency. And just when people least expect it, that's when they're going to be hit. And, I like, the Fed likes to pretend, oh, inflation is a great problem to have because we know how to solve it. I don't know. Maybe they know how to solve it, but it's impossible to actually implement the solution. They don't have the guts for the solution. All they can do is pretend that it's an easy problem to solve. It's an impossible problem for them to solve. And so they won't even try. They're just hoping to delay the day of reckoning as long as possible so they don't have to prove that they can't do anything about it. This is Brian Jensen. Where will the rental market, single multifamily, go after the forthcoming crash? You say flagflation. So will rents rise? Look, the rental market, it's going to be difficult for a lot of landlords because we know a lot of people aren't going to pay rent when they're unemployed. We know that the renters outnumber the landlords. And so the way governments, the way politicians get votes is by pandering to the tenant, not the landlord. So I think it's going to be tough. I think there'll be a lot of landlords that are not going to get rent and they're not going to be able to evict their tenants. And I think, a lot of tenants are going to rent out rooms. People are going to take roommates and things like that. So I just think real estate in the United States is going to lose a lot of value. I mean, some real estate will lose more value than others. But I'm not a big fan now of investment property. Now, I think after real estate crashes in terms of gold, which it will, there may be some bargains, particularly if you can buy in markets that have more favorable rules for landlords, not for tenants. So you got to be very careful. I mean, places like California, probably a very, very dangerous place to be a landlord. You might end up having to just ultimately walk away from your property. I mean, it may be too expensive to maintain it if your costs are going up, but you're not getting any rent. Yeah, I mean, I would much rather just, again, invest abroad right now. I just think there are a lot of problems coming for the U.S. economy, a lot of problems coming for stocks, real estate, the dollar. I'd rather let those problems shake out and then pick up the pieces. Just be in a position where I have the resources to buy when everybody else is selling. Because everybody is going to be pretty much in the same boat. I mean, nobody is really prepared. I mean, just a few people. So there'll be a lot of opportunities if you're, one of the few people that is actually positioned to take advantage of those opportunities. This is from Reflection 1989. Hey, PD, I appreciate all the free knowledge you share on your podcast. Just an FYI, you can buy any of your funds on Schwab with a minimum of $100. Really? Instead of $2,500. I did not know that. And I'm not sure that that's true. Maybe it is. I didn't realize that you could buy my funds with just $100 on Schwab's platform. I got to look into that. But if you can, then I guess there's no $2,500 minimum. I know that's the minimum to buy it directly from me at europacificfunds.com. But I know once you have an account, then you can invest maybe $100 at a time. I mean, you can set up an automatic investment from your checking account, from your paycheck. And then once you're in one of my funds, you can move money into another fund. So then, then the minimum no longer applies. But maybe Schwab doesn't have a minimum at all. I mean, that's possible. In which case, just take advantage of it if you got a Schwab account. I've got 5 mutual funds right now in the family, and I think they're all going to do really, really well. Chad, Peter, how can gold reach its natural price considering the paper gold manipulation? Look, eventually the paper market is going to turn into a big positive for gold. I mean, right now you got all the shorts out there that sell gold that they don't own, and maybe that keeps a lid on the price. But at some point, it's going to be the long side that's going to try to take delivery. and the shorts are going to be scrambling to cover and buy gold that really doesn't exist. So, don't get mad that there's manipulation going on in the gold market. Just take advantage of it. Because if there was no manipulation, the price would be a lot higher right now. Now, I know if you're trying to sell your gold, you probably want the price to be a lot higher right now. I don't want to sell my gold yet. I want to buy more gold. I want to help my clients buy more gold. So lower prices are good. The lower the price, the more we can buy. I know where gold's going eventually. It's going way up. So the longer it stays lower, the more that we can buy, the more of my customers who can buy. I mean, if the price of gold just skyrocketed tomorrow, then I wouldn't be able to get any new customers, really. I mean, if you didn't already own gold, you'd be too broke to afford to buy it. So for now, there are still people that can get out of the dollar, get out of currency, cash, and get into gold. And look, if they could have kept the price of gold below $500, they would have done that. They couldn't. Gold was at 300 in 2001. It's almost 2000. It's 1900. That tells you that they can't keep it down. Maybe they can slow down the increase, but they can't stop it. And eventually it's just going to completely explode and they'll have no control whatsoever. But, before that happens, just buy your gold. And look, I think this is going to happen. I mean, I think this is it. We're going to hit the fan during the next 4 years, regardless of who's in the White House. So yeah, don't press your luck. Just press your bets. Let me see. Where am I here? Somebody is now telling me that the betting odds have now switched to Trump. Let me see if that's actually the case. I'll go and take a look myself. I'll go to predict it because I've never seen. I know there was some guy I read earlier, some big British guy that bet 5 million on Trump, but I think he had like 3-1 odds. So I think if he wins, right, if Trump wins, his $5 million bet pays off $15 million. So, I mean, that's a pretty big bet. I mean, I read that it was the largest bet in political history on the outcome of a presidential race. But so let me go and see what is going on that site. I'm trying to pull it up right now. For some reason, I'm not getting the website coming up. Why can't I get that site? It just keeps spinning. And I know I'm online here. I can get to other websites. Looking at gold's down about $13 right now. Why can't I? Although I see the stock market. Yeah, I see the Dow up 227 now. No, I'm just trying to go directly to that predicted, and I get nothing on that website.
Yeah, Spencer said that website hasn't been updating. There's a link that I put on the.
Yeah, but I can't click that link. I don't think it's an actual. There's nothing for me to click on. I'll click right there. All right, let me see. Yeah, it says Trump odds. Well, we'll see. I mean, I don't know how this is now saying that Trump's got a 74% chance of winning. How is that happening? What am I missing here? I don't know. Let's see. I haven't been paying attention to what's going on television. I've been answering these questions, but let's see. I mean, the gold market is down. And again, I think that a Trump victory in the short run is, bearish for gold. I think gold goes up regardless. Gold's done very well under Trump. I mean, gold's had a great run during Trump's first term, and I expect it to have an even better run during his second term. But my thought would be that a Biden victory would have an immediate positive impact on the price of gold. And so a Trump win would have an immediate negative impact on the price of gold. So the price of gold trading down would suggest that, if that's the case, then the gold traders are saying, hey, maybe Trump could win this thing. The stock market is rising. I think if Trump does win, my feeling would be if Trump wins, then the Republicans would hold on to the Senate. I find it hard to believe that Trump would be able to win the White House and the Republicans would lose the Senate, because I would think that